I'm going to be spending the next 100 days in the land of Pixelmon. Now I bet you're thinking, you can't die in Pixelmon. If I fall off a bridge I can. But I can't be the best Pokemon trainer without setting some goals. I'm going to try my best to capture all 151 Pokemon in the Generation 1 series. And I'm also going to attempt to beat all the gym leaders in this server. Trust me when I say this, they're very difficult. And I also heard from the server you can get a Dynamax ban, so that's definitely going to be one of my goals because I need that if I'm going to defeat the gym leaders. Let's hope we can become the best trainer there ever was in this Pixelmon adventure. Alright, here we go. Day 1 of our Pixelmon adventure. You already know what time it is. We got to pick our first starting Pokemon. I tell you what, this gets harder and harder every time. Let alone you could pick from all the generations. But there was only one Pokemon in my mind. I grew up on the little Nintendo, Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl. I had to pick my boy, Chimchar. The only fire type in my heart. Alright, and if you guys don't like that, I don't know what to say. Let me know in the comments who you would have picked though. But I can't resist this little Chimmy boy. Look at him. Give him a little twirl, buddy. Come on. Show the world what you got. Let's go. After picking Chimchar, I just looked around the server and I just looked at some tips. There was stuff about Pokestops and all this fun jazz, but what I couldn't get over was just the scenery of this server. Like, look at this. It just looks amazing. But while I was looking around, I encountered my first Pokestop. You already best believe that I sprinted over there to see what was inside. And I got 16 Great Balls and 16 Level Balls. And these were scattered everywhere around the spawn. You know how many Pokeballs that is? It doesn't just give you Pokeballs, it gives you potions, it gives you so many different things. You best believe I'm grabbing them every single time. The rewards were ridiculous. And now that I've got a few Pokeballs, it's time to go out into the wild and catch me some Pokemon. I ended up venturing out in the night and I ended up in like some snowy mountain area. I looked around for my surroundings and I don't like the cold. Chimmy doesn't like the cold. But, you know, we had to get through it. We encountered our first Pokemon, a Zigzagoon. I got Chimchar to use a scratch on him and he already knocked him down over 50%. He gave me a little lair. Chimmy didn't care. That rhymed. And then he slapped him up again. And all we got was some green mail and a bone. I don't know why we got a bone from a Pokemon. But let's continue. After a nice little rest, I looked around, see what was going on. Me and Chimchar were nicely fresh. We felt good. You know, we won our first battle. We were up on a high. And it was time to look around and see what other Pokemon we could get. So I found this little C-Dot, level 7. My Chimchar's level 5. But I thought, you know what? We're feeling good. Let's see what we can do. Chimchar scratched it a few times, got it down to 58. Hit him again, got it down to 33. Chimchar took a little bit of a beating, but it didn't seem to phase him too much. It was a close battle, but Chimchar ended up prevailing again. I never had any doubt that Chimchar would lose that fight. And he also ended up leveling up. We were getting stronger by the day. Me and Chimmy versus the world. After winning my second battle, I ventured on forward and I ended up finding myself a wild Pikachu. He was on his own, so I thought, you know what? I might as well capture him. I couldn't use Chimchar to fight him because he was way too low on HP. He'd die instantly. Not only that, this Pikachu was a level 50. A level 50 right at the start of our adventure? That was my second Pokemon. That's got to be a good sign, right? Surely. After catching the Pikachu, I wanted to catch more. I needed to fill out my group. So I saw this Geodude. I didn't have a rock type. You know, Geodude's the classic. You always got to get him in your starting squad. And I managed to catch him with ease. It was nice and easy. I then went back, healed my Pokemon up, and then I got my Chimchar to fight this Centric. Chimmy had him down, no problem. And for the rest of the day too, I just sat there trying to capture as many Pokemon as I could to fill out my squad. I managed to get a Pikachu, a Geodude, an Ekans, and a Raticate. All on day 2. On the morning of day 3, I battled my first Pokemon trainer. He was just chilling there for some reason. I went, you know what? I'll take you on my level 50 Pikachu. And I'm telling you what, I am so lucky I got this level 50 Pikachu. He destroyed this trainer. He was an absolute little beast. And then for the rest of day 3, I just leveled up my party and just captured a bunch of Pokemon, as many as I could, because I needed to if I was going to finish that Generation 1 quest. I then managed to capture myself a Krogunk and I added him to my party. He was a good addition. I also found this Ultra Ball as well that gave me a Thunderstone, so you better believe I'll be using that very soon. And before the night ended, I managed to capture myself a Crawfish. And on day 4, I went down into a cave and I found myself a little mini Diglett. So I got Chimchar to absolutely slap him up to where he got really weak, and I chucked a little Pokeball at him because, you know, I got to capture myself a Diglett. And you know what? I managed to capture myself a Diglett, but that wasn't enough. I found a Loudric sitting in the corner watching my battle. I don't know what he thought he was doing, but he couldn't hide from me. I also wanted to capture him as well, and we did. And that wasn't enough. I went searching for like another 5-10 minutes, and I found myself a Golbat as well. And I managed to capture him as well. After I was happy with the Pokemon I selected for my party, it was time to go to the training stadium. Basically, this server has like a training house that you go to, and you can battle the Pokemon that are a certain level, depending on your level of your Pokemon. So it's basically a very nice, easy way to find the Pokemon that's your level, so you can easily train your Pokemon to become higher. You're going to see me doing this a lot in this series, because not only does it save time, it also levels up your Pokemon a lot quicker. As you can see right here, my Chimmy is evolving. And we all know what Chimchar evolves into. The glorious Monferno. Look at that juicer. And he learned his first fighting type move. Get Lair out of here. It's time for some punching. And then for the next 3 days, I just sat there and trained my Pokemon in that training stadium, trying to level them up as much as possible and try and get them as strong as possible. Because we ain't slacking, you know. Trainers don't slack. On the glorious sunrise of day 9, I sat there on top of a tree and chilled out with my Monferno watching the sunrise. And then I ran into a Weeping Bell that was basically indestructible to my Pokeballs. He wasn't having none of it. So if he didn't want to be my Pokemon, I was going to get Monferno to teach that little Weeping Bell a lesson. Yeah, I know it was Generation 1 and I wanted to capture it, but I had to teach him the lesson of Pokemon dominance. And I did just that. After teaching that Weeping Bell a lesson, this happened on the night of day 9. I'm just going to let it play out for you.
What was that? Abra! What? Give me that! What are you doing down there? Oh, I hit that! Did I get it? Oh, I didn't. Alright, how about this? Try an Ultra Ball then, huh? Try 2 Ultra Balls. Did I get it? No, I didn't get it. Oh, alright, there I got it. I better get it now after all those Ultra Balls. Oh, I got it!
Then on day 10, I started one of those well raids. It was the first one I seen and went, you know what? Let's just go for it. A 1-star. This thing grew like a massive peanut. Just like in Sword. But it died quicker than it grew. It died instantly. I didn't even know what I did. I tried to catch it. And then your boy got it. First try. The wells are easy. On the morning of day 11, I was traveling around and I stumbled upon this mountain. I was going there immediately. When I climbed up to the top, I was greeted by a nice little Spearow. Straight away, that was going in my box. Welcome to the Gen 1 Pokedex, boy. And I went, you know what? The last well was really easy. So let's go with a 3-star. I picked the Pikachu. Not the best idea. But I went, you know what? Let's give it a go. And just to my surprise, it was just as easy as the other one. I mean, this thing was going down. This Magikarp was slapping it in the face. This thing fainted so quickly. So I went, you know what? Let me catch it again. No! On day 12, I went back up to that rocky mountain and I found myself a level 37 Machoke, and I managed to catch it on like my 3rd try. But hiding in the corner was a level 42 Snorlax. It took me a while, but I ended up catching it with my Loudrick. I put that bad boy straight in my party. Look how happy he looks. He would never hurt a fly. I continued on my adventure, just absolutely destroying all these Pokemon in the wishing dens. They were so easy to farm as well, especially when they're a 1-star. They get like 1 shot if you counter them, and they're a super easy way to get all like extra items like candies and stuff to level up your Pokemon even quicker. Continuing on, I went into the water in like some riverbank and I managed to catch myself a Goldeen. Then I traveled a little bit further and I found myself a Hitmonlee. I was making a lot of progress getting the Generation 1 Pokedex already. Hopefully we can get there though. On day 14, I just gave all my candies to my boy Monferno that I got from one of the Pokestops. And look at this!
Infernape! Oh, he looks awesome. Give him more candies. Here you go, Infernape. Eat all the candies you want, alright? Get him level 37. There we go, level 38, level 39.
And by the end of day 14, I didn't really find too many Pokemon that I wanted. So I found a Drowsy and I managed to capture him during the night, because obviously all the night Pokemon come out at night time. So a lot of the generation Pokemon I have to wait for during the night as well. But I was slowly getting there with my Generation 1. Slowly but surely. After evolving my Monferno, he already bet I'm going to test Infernape's power, and he absolutely slaps. I used him against this little trainer that thought he was the man, and he got absolutely dumpstered on. My Infernape mopped the floor of his Pokemon. And I thought I'd end the most calming day capturing myself a nice little Magikarp. You gotta catch a Magikarp, it's the law. And the next day I didn't really do too much, I just only catched a Pidgey, and that was about it. Then on day 17, this happened.
Oh, the Slowbro Dynamaxed. Oh! What the? He just blew up!
And then at the end of day 17, I catch myself a Mareep. And all the way from day 18 to 25, it was building time. You best believe I was going to get myself my own little house. I can't sleep on the floor forever. So I mined a bunch of wood and got the materials that I needed to build my house. The cool thing about this server as well, you get a golden shovel. So you can claim your own land, so nothing that you have within that area can get griefed. Your buildings can't get broken. And everything that is there is yours. And on day 26, I finally finished. This thing was a beauty. Let me show you around. Had the nice living room. Had an outside balcony. The view was just amazing to look at all those Pokemon flying around. I had an upstairs as well that I could store all my items, and a basement for whatever I wanted. And I'll slowly be upgrading my house as I go on. And then from day 27 to 32, I just did a bunch of wishing dens and went around exploring to see what other Pokemon that I could find. To either find the Generation 1s or a Pokemon that I liked that I could add to my party. I got a bunch of candies from the dens, so then I just used it on my Electrobuzz to level him up because I wanted a really, really strong Electro type. And plus I really like Electrobuzz. On day 34, I just ran around exploring again, and then I found myself a wishing den. Not any other wishing den, it had a Chikorita. I needed myself a grass type as well, a nice, very strong grass type. And I defeated it. I got so happy. I was like, you know what? This Pokemon is mine. You're going to be in my party no matter what. And then this happened. I didn't get it. It was taunting me. I was distraught. I didn't know how to deal with my failure. I wanted that Chikorita in my party. I turned around and I saw one in the distance. It was taunting me. I was like, this one's not getting away. And it disappeared. I was distraught. You did me twice in a matter of minutes. Day 35 in the cold winters. That's how I felt right now. But I saw to my left a penguin that was facing a wall. He looked just as upset as I did, so we were going to be best friends. My Gen 4 buddy Piplup. I really needed a water type as well for my party, but he denied my Pokeballs until finally he let me catch him. But it didn't work. I tried so many times. You know how many Pokeballs, Ultra Balls, and how many balls I fixed to try and get him? I even gave him berries. He didn't want none of it. Until finally, after about 50 million attempts, I caught him. I was over the moon. I forgot all about Chikorita and I added him straight into my party. Piplup would be a great addition. On day 36, I figured out that the server does a Pokédex reward system. If you get a certain amount of percent on your Pokédex with the Pokemon you collected, you get a reward. And I got a lucky egg that boosts the XP of the Pokemon that it's given to. So I went straight down to the training area with Piplup and I trained and trained and trained until he evolved into a Prime Plup. Look how big he is. Big penguin. And then I went around adding stuff to my house, making it all cozy. I put a nice little PC in there so I could see all the Pokemon and switch them out whenever I wanted. And then I just ran around collecting loads of different Pokemon. Because I'm going to need to be catching Pokemon every day if I want to even get close to completing this challenge. And it comes down to luck as well, because I don't know how the Pokemon spawn in this server. But I caught quite a lot. But a certain Pokemon was captured, waiting just outside my house. A Chikorita, and I caught it. That Chikorita was going straight into my party. Day 41. Let me tell you something about day 41. It got interesting. I almost died. Believe it or not. I bet you're thinking, how do you die in a Pokemon game? I battled this den. It was going smoothly, nice and easy. I did what I needed to do. My Electrobuzz was more than enough to handle it, and we managed to take it out. But I went into the capture phase, and as I was trying to capture it, I started drowning. I couldn't get out of this menu screen. Luckily, I caught it, and I managed to swim up. It only did half HP, but I could have died. After almost dying, I thought, you know what, because I almost died, let's go to the shopkeeper and buy some stuff. I didn't want to carry on going into the Poke Center to heal my Pokemon, so I bought one from the shopkeeper and placed it upstairs. I also found this mechanical anvil, and I'm not sure what it does, but I know it, like, does something for metal plates. And on the lovely sunrise of day 42, I got greeted by a Pokemon in my house. A ferret was just chilling in there. I couldn't be bothered to shush it away, so I left him in there. I then encountered myself a Ditto. Dittos are important. Look at the star rating on that. You know how lucky I was? How many stuff I got? I wanted to capture it because it was a way of getting a Mewtwo, but it didn't work. Then it became nighttime and I found myself a nice little village filled with villagers and trainers. So I thought, hey, let's go say hi. And by saying hi, let's battle them and stomp all of their Pokemon into the ground until they all cry. And then I did something that you would never think to do in Pokemon. They had a shopkeeper in the village. So what I decided to do, I stole their carpet. That's right, it's my carpet now. And I'll take your plant while I'm at it. I then got to another village and encountered a guy that wanted to know if the Pokemon I caught were real. And that he made his Pokeball out of paper. So I gave him a Pokeball of my own, a real one. I don't think he liked it though. And then before the day ended, I caught myself a nice little Execute. On day 44, I found myself a fossil, so I went to the shopkeeper and bought myself all the essentials I needed to clean that fossil. The server's quite in depth when it comes to like all this fossil cleaning stuff. I needed like this fossil machine that you could put the Pokemon in, a fossil cleaner, and it basically just cleaned the fossil. And then I grabbed the claw fossil and then put that fossil into the fossil machine, and then it just started jiggling up and down. It said working, and then it showed me the percent, and then it started doing all this doohickey stuff, and I just waited and watched it the whole time because I was actually quite interested. And then all of a sudden, this little boy appeared. And then I had to insert a Pokeball and then retrieve the Pokemon, and the Pokemon was mine. I got my own little fossil Pokemon, and it was a bug type. So I don't know how many fossils you can get, but I'm guessing you can have a lot. And on day 45, I found myself a sand temple. And we already know what's down the bottom of a sand temple, but I was curious what the loot would be like in Pixelmon. So I carefully went down there, and there was just a bunch of bones and a golden apple. It wasn't really anything that I could use. And there were some iron ingots. I could probably use them. And on the morning of day 46, my Piplup evolved into an Empoleon, baby. Let's go. On day 47, I kind of just lazed around my house and did some inventory management and chilled out for most of the day, to be honest. A nice little chilled out, unproductive day. On day 48, though, I had a mission. I thought of something, but I needed a somewhat of a high-level Magikarp. And I was going to give him candies to evolve him into a Gyarados. And there was a big reason for this. So I got the Magikarp and put him straight into my party at level 20. Because as soon as I level him up once, he becomes a Gyarados. And look at that! Giant fish into a nice big old Gyarados. I'm going to use him for a later project. And then on day 49, underneath a cave, I found myself a Hitmonchan. The goal of catching all 151 Pokemon was becoming true. I was getting there slowly but surely. I'm beginning to think that we could actually do it. But there was definitely a long way to go yet. But my hopes were up. Let's hope we can get there. And then on a rainy day 50, I just roamed around, seeing what Pokemon I could find, and just did some exploring. I found another den and I went, you know what? It's a 4-star. It's a good way to get some candies and some levels. Let's take it on. And of course, to my surprise, it was no problem. We took it out. And look at that. We got a Dynamax candy and a Master Ball. I can't believe we got a Master Ball and a large candy. I don't even mind if I don't even catch this Pokemon. Alright, day 51 was the Gyarados project time. I was roaming around with him in the ocean to find stone shards. And basically they're like these blocks that have the evolution stones in them, but every time you break them, they're only shards. So you have to find a certain amount of them to combine them together, to which you can make an evolution stone for one of your Pokemon. And obviously depending on the stone type, like a Thunderstone or a Fire type, you can use on said Pokemon to evolve him. And I did that for a long time. I don't actually think I found any. Then on day 54 of roaming around with my Gyarados, I found a Lapras. I couldn't believe it. This thing was swimming away from me. It was faster than me. I could barely get it. But I had to use my Apollyon to battle it just to keep it in one place because it was just too fast for me. I got it down low to 20 HP and I thought, you know what? It's time to catch it. I wanted this Lapras. It was the one Pokemon that I actually really wanted and I managed to capture it. We're getting there. And then I found myself a yacht. I was like, why is there a random yacht in the ocean that no one's on? So I did what anyone else would do and I stole their fridge.
Thanks for the fridge, buddy.
And then I went around in the ocean again to try and capture some more water Pokemon. I got back from the shopkeeper and I bought some beds and I was like, you know what? Let's customize it a little bit. So I also put some little stools down, you know? Some places to sit. Make it look a little bit fancy, you know? Make it home. Then on day 56, I went down to the training area and gave my Gibble a bunch of candies to try and help it level up because I wanted a strong dragon-type Pokemon for future battles. And then it ended up evolving. My little Gibble evolved into a Gibite. I was slowly getting stronger day by day. Even this guy was hyped about it. After evolving my Gibble, I just trained my Gibite for the next few days, making it stronger and stronger and stronger. Day 61 was an absolute rainy day. It was horrible, but I found this guy in this village and I didn't know what he was asking me. I just said yes please for no reason. I didn't even think about it. And he teleported me in the water very deep down and I was drowning and dying, so I just had to teleport out of there and I almost died. I decided to attack another den and I got another Dynamax candy and I got a Fire Stone and an Ice Stone. That means I can level up an Ice and Fire Pokemon. And I tried to catch it and didn't manage to catch it. I tell you what, my luck for getting Pokemon was not good, but the items I was getting from them were really good. And then I encountered this weird temple that had like this orb in the middle. I had no idea what it did. I tried to put like a fire stone in it. It didn't work. I didn't really understand what I needed to put in it. I still don't understand. But it looked cool. It looked important. Maybe it was like a legendary Pokemon I could get. I never went back to this. I still had no idea what it was. I set my coordinates so I knew where to go again, but yeah, I didn't end up coming back to this place, so I guess I'll never know. And then for day 63, I just leveled up all of my Pokemon to try and get them nice and strong, ready for the gym battle that was coming very soon. Strolling around on day 64, I found myself a Bulbasaur. This was the Pokemon I needed. I wanted this grass-loving little Bulbasaur. He was going straight into my party, and I'd made sure I was going to catch it. And I did. Day 65 was the gym time. It was my time to try and defeat one of the gym leaders. But I got told from one of the people in the server that the gyms were extremely hard and I probably wasn't going to beat it in my current state. So I decided to go back to the training place and level up my Pokemon as much as possible so they would get really, really, really strong. But it wasn't enough. I then got told that I had to complete a quest called Shooting Stars, which was a quest I had, which I had to capture 26 Pokemon. I asked the reason for doing this, and they told me that I could get a Dynamax band from it, which was one of the things that I needed, and it was key into beating the gym leaders because they also had a Dynamax band. So this was #1 priority before me even starting to try and fight the gym leaders. It took me a couple of days to do, but I managed to do it. I went back to the quest giver and returned my quest, and she was more than happy, but she had another quest for me. To defeat 34 trainers. You know how long that's going to take me? I searched far and wide trying to find these trainers, but I wasn't getting any luck. It took me ages, absolutely ages, until finally when I had to defeat 2 trainers left, there was like 8 of them just chilling in the ocean. I could have gone to the ocean the whole time and got them. This took me, no joke, like 2 hours to try and find these trainers because they just randomly spawn anywhere. I ran back to the village and I found the girl that gave me the quest again, and I told her that I defeated all the people and that she said, "Here you go, have a Dynamax band." And of course I took it and I finally got it. I had to hit the slot to the left and I found it. And it said that I found a wishing star and if I wanted to equip it. And of course I did, and I got myself a Dynamax band. Finally, I was ready to take on the gym. After getting the Dynamax band, I was finally ready to take on my first gym. Let me tell you something about this gym. This was the hardest thing I have ever done. And I promise you this took me till day 90. Like, I don't even know where to begin. I was losing my mind doing this gym. This gym took me days. I literally had to come off the game and then come back to it because I was baffled that I couldn't do it. I went onto the Discord server support because I thought there was a bug, that this gym was too hard. I didn't understand it. I spoke to numerous people asking about this gym, and they said, just buff your Pokemon up. That's why I went to the store and used all this random stuff to boost up my speed because the Pokemon were quicker than me. It didn't matter if my Pokemon countered them or those Pokemon that the gym leader had were weakened. They were still one-shotting my Pokemon. There was nothing I could have done. And how the server has it is that each gym has a certain level. So my Pokemon couldn't go over the level of 30. And because they couldn't go over the level of 30, their HP wasn't good, their attacks weren't good, and it seemed like that the gym leader's Pokemon, because they only had a percentage, I couldn't see how much health they had. They had way much attack speed than I had. They had way more power than I had. I was losing my mind. I did over 100 attempts. I promise you. I'd rather have gone through Dark Souls 50 times. But finally, I wasn't even recording the whole fights because I literally used up so much memory recording me fighting. But I finally did it, and you can see the proof there. Someone that was a legend that spends most of their time on this game hasn't even completed that first gym. That's how hard the gym is. Not many people have completed that gym. I couldn't even begin to imagine what the other gym was like. I was just relieved. So when I tell you that it took up to day 91, I promise you it took to day 91. It was insane. But we finally did it. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. Day 92, after defeating the gym leader, there was only one more task. And that was to collect all 151 Pokemon. And I had a plan of doing it. There was no way in 8 days I could go out and just run and collect all those Pokemon. I had to go to the training grounds and evolve all my current Pokemon that I had. And there was a system that I had. I had an XP share and an XP all. Basically, these items doubled the Pokemon's XP and shares it all out to every single Pokemon I have in my party, even if they're not battling. So that would be the quickest way I could level up my Pokemon so they could evolve. And it was working very well. But I didn't know if that was the best method, so I tried some other things as well. So I went out exploring for a while, see if I could maybe catch a few Pokemon that I didn't have. But I didn't really find that much luck, to be honest. I even went out into the dens to try and see if I can get some rare candies to level up my Pokemon even quicker. But I still didn't find any luck. And with 7 days remaining, there was no way that I was going to carry on trying to do that. I even went swimming around in the ocean to see if I could find any water types that I didn't have. And I didn't have any luck. So the best way was the training method. The problem was as well is that not all Pokemon could be leveled up by training. Like this Pikachu, for example, I had to give him a Thunderstone in order for him to evolve into a Raichu. And that was the same with other Pokemon as well. They had to be given certain types of stones to level up. And I just didn't have time to find those stones. Other Pokemon had to be traded as well, like a Kadabra and a Machoke. But I didn't trust any other trainer to trade my Pokemon with. So I like to count them that I would have got them. But I didn't manage to end up doing it because I just didn't want to trade my Pokemon. But I was making steady progress. My finger was basically broken from the amount of times I was clicking and fighting and healing my Pokemon, and they were all just evolving everywhere. It was Pokemon, just non-stop battling. But this was 100% the quickest way I could have done it in the 7 days. And I like to think I'm happy with the result. I tried my best. I evolved a lot of Pokemon. Because most of them were started off at like level 15 and they had to get to like 35. So I didn't do too bad with the time that I had left. And then finally, on day 99, I got the final results on my Pokedex. I tallied up all the Pokemon that I collected and caught, and it came up to 85. If I didn't spend so much time on the gym and actually collecting some Pokemon, I feel like I would have got more. But if you tallied up the Pokemon that I could have traded as well, it would have got to 93. So I don't think I actually did too bad. On the sunrise of day 100, I just sat there with all of my Pokemon in my party and we just chilled out and watched the sunset. I completed both of the main quests that I wanted to do, and I kind of got halfway through on all the Pokemon that I collected. I don't think I did too bad on my own. But we definitely didn't fall off a bridge and we didn't get eaten by a Pokemon. So I'll take that as a win. I don't know if I became the best Pokemon trainer there ever was, but I gave it my best shot. Hey, you never know. 100 more days in this Pixelmon, I could become the best adventurer there ever was. But we'll have to find that out at another time.